walk away in the setting sun. When the race is done, I see no smile, no smile, nothing left to say. I guess nobody really won. When the race is done, I see no smile, no smile. Trying to shake all the memories, now the enemies from a place
Hi
that
everybody,
we
welcome back
both
to the All Things Good channel and to a new video. Hope you're all doing really well this week, and if you are new to the channel, a warm welcome and thank you for subscribing. I know we've got some new subscribers recently, which is great, and it is February. Wow, that's come around rather quick, hasn't it? My goodness, it doesn't seem 2 minutes ago since it was Christmas and we were doing Vlogmas, but wow, it's February. I can't quite believe it. We've all kind of got back now into normal routine, normal life, haven't we? So all things are good this end. I've had a very, very busy week, but it's been a very practical week, really. I've had different appointments and just been trying to catch up with things in the house and helping out Nancy a little bit. Nancy and I have been out and about, which is great. I did go to the opticians this week for my regular 12-monthly eyesight test checkup, and everything was fine, but the optician did say, I think it's worth you popping along to the doctor's because it suggests at the back of your eyes that you might have high blood pressure. Well, I've never had high blood pressure before, so yes, I've got to get myself off to the doctor's at some point this week, but I have done quite a lot. And as you know, last week I was talking about my kitchen and considering having a bit of a makeover in the kitchen at some point this year. I'm not in a huge rush, but I would like to have my kitchen cupboards white, and I wasn't sure whether to go with changing them completely but not having a complete kitchen renovation, so having a company that would just come and change the doors and the frames and things like that, or whether it's worth painting. And a lot of you made a lot of comments about that, which I really, really appreciate, because there's many of you that have actually painted your kitchen cupboards yourself and have had huge success doing it. And I was sort of saying last week, I'm not sure whether I've got the time and things like that, but actually you don't have to do it all in a day or a couple of days, do you? You can do a little bit and then move on to a different part of the kitchen. And I actually thought, you know what, it might be a bit of a work in progress and take quite a lot of time, but feasibly I could actually do this myself. And I love a bit of a project. I love to be able to do something myself and then see the end result. And not only that, but it would be probably significantly cheaper. But I have never altered a kitchen in all the houses I've lived in over the years. I've never changed a kitchen or painted it or updated it. So this is the first time ever that I've been thinking about something like that, and I have absolutely no idea really where to start in terms of perhaps getting quotes for people to either paint or change up the cupboards. So I did this week order from a company called Kitchen Magic their brochure, because I had seen the company advertised on a television advert, and I thought, well, I'll get a brochure and just have a look through. Now, whilst they have an absolutely excellent reputation, I hasten to add, and if any of you have used Kitchen Magic, please let me know. But the brochure, it just basically talks about the company, and then it gives you an idea of the types of change of cupboards they do. Now, they just replace cupboard doors and accessories and worktops and things like that. So it's not a complete kitchen renovation. It's basically what I'm looking for in terms of just changing cupboard doors and things and updating it. And they show you the different products they've got and the colours. So you can get acrylic, you can get wood. I really like this. That's the kind of thing I've got in mind, I think, like a wood panel. Oh, good morning, Myla. Good morning. A wood panel effect. But whilst it's a beautiful glossy brochure and all their ranges are in there, that's all it tells you. And obviously it doesn't give you any idea of price. And I have absolutely no idea what I would be looking at even to replace one door. So what you have to do with a company like this is have a look through, see if there's something you like, and then give them a call or go online. Someone then comes out to the house and does a free of charge survey and quotation for you. So I'm a little bit reluctant at the moment to go down that road, because I don't want to waste somebody's time coming out and then them saying to me, oh, it's going to cost X amount of hundreds, thousands of pounds, and it's like a figure that I've thought, oh my goodness, I never thought it would be anything like that, and waste their time and waste my time if it's not in my budget and not feasible. So I think I would rather perhaps go to a showroom to begin with and have a physical look at some units and some different colours, although I do want it white. You know, there are variations on white, isn't there? There's like ivory or creamy white and what have you. I'd rather see something for real and in the flesh and have a really good look at it and decide that way. So I think the best thing for me to do is to find a showroom, a kitchen showroom that I can go and have a look at. But I also will probably pick up some sample paints from perhaps somewhere like B&Q or Homebase and speak to somebody in store there, see if I can get some advice of what would work best on kitchen units, and perhaps just give it a little test and see which way I'm going to go. But I've decided I would like to do it, but as I say, it'll be sometime this year and I don't know when, to be sure. Anyway, as I say, it's February, and I did notice going to work this week, so I go to work pretty early. I leave the house about 20 past, 7:30 in the morning, and I did notice that it was a little bit lighter when I was driving to work this morning, which is good. We're sort of slowly heading into that sort of bigger days, longer days and brighter weather, and heading into the spring, which is a really nice feeling. But as I say, I have done lots of bits and pieces. I've done a bit more sorting out in the kitchen and a bit of cleaning that I'm going to show you. I've also helped Nancy in her house this week, and we have been out and about. So let's get into this week's video. I hope you enjoy it. So my January clean and declutter has actually made its way into February, but that doesn't matter. Life gets in the way, doesn't it? But methodically, I am starting to go through my kitchen cupboards, as you know, to give them all a really good deep clean and a bit of a declutter along the way as well. But I have got one of these really difficult under the sink kitchen cupboards that is really tricky to store things in, because there's a lot of pipe work and a lot of electrical work. So there's the pipe work for the washing machine, the dishwasher. There's also a cable that runs to the outside, which powers the hot tub, and it also powers electrical items in the garage if I wanted to as well. So there's really not a lot of space, but there's plenty of rubbish underneath this cupboard that I can get rid of. So it was time to give it a good sort out and a deep clean. And of course, Myla had to get involved to help out as well. But now I've managed to get everything clean and everything back into place, being very, very cautious that I don't push things too far to the back of the cupboard so that it would interrupt or disturb any of the pipe work or any of the electrics. And you can see that I also decanted a lot into plastic bags or Tupperware boxes, just to make sure that nothing gets wet under there. Electrics and water just don't mix. So on one of my days off from work this week, I decided to give Nancy, aka Mom, a helping hand cleaning her bathroom. Now, Mom is still very, very independent in her own house and does like to do most things herself and doesn't like me to get too involved. But I had noticed the bathroom was a little bit unclean, not too bad, but she is struggling a little bit with her arthritic knee at the moment, so she's not able to get into all the corners and sort of deep clean the areas that she perhaps should or would normally do on a regular basis. And there was a few bits and pieces all over the place, so I got to work and gave this all a really good clean. Now, when Mom moved into this property used to be mine, and when she moved in, we decided to take out the bath in the bathroom and put a walk-in shower for her, which has been so useful. It was the best decision we could have made. She's also got plenty of handles around both inside the shower and around the bathroom by the toilet, so she's able to steady herself when she gets in as well. And I was very cautious to make sure that once I had finished cleaning, I left it all dry, so when she does get in, she won't be slipping over in that shower. But yeah, she is struggling a little bit with the finer details of cleaning, so I got stuck in the bathroom today.
The door you closed is open wide, and a better version of me inside. Let me in, let me stay there for a while. I feel it now when I see that smile, like a body of water, seeping through the edges of my soul.
The end result was a nice, shiny, clean and fresh bathroom, which she was very, very grateful for. And now it smells gorgeous.
Getting white-haired at the moment.
Hello, everybody. Nancy and I are off out.
We're going shopping just for a change.
Just when you got your belt on, haven't you?
Yes.
Yeah, we thought we'd go and have a look at the St Giles charity shop
Yes.
today, and
That's our favourite shop.
it is one of our favourite shops. We have had some amazing bargains from there.
Absolutely.
You never know, I might get some today.
Yes. Hopefully.
And we need to go to Sainsbury's.
yes.
Oh, little cat.
What's your cat?
She's a very sweet little cat, that one. And everybody's been chatting about you, Mom, on the channel. All
Saying nice things, aren't they?
Absolutely. Asking if you're okay
Yes, I'm okay.
and what you've been up to.
Well, for an old lady, I'm still very busy.
She is.
Touching about the house.
But you know, I think that's really important. And I think that keeping going and not sitting still all day
Keeps you going.
keeps you going.
That's right.
Keeps you going.
It
And
does.
it's very important to keep going, because I think it keeps you fit and healthy, and it's good for everything, isn't it, to
Absolutely,
be
yes.
active. And you are very active in your own house. You're very, very good. I mean, I know I helped you clean
The bathroom.
the bathroom this week, but only because of your knee,
And because
and you couldn't get into the
I
corners,
wasn't tall enough to do the ceiling.
and you're not tall enough to do the high bits. You've shrunk a little bit, haven't you?
Yeah.
Over the years.
When you get to my age, you definitely lose a few inches.
So we've sorted that out, but I don't think there's been very many occasions where I've done housework for you. You're very, very good, aren't you?
Oh, good, yes. I do all my jobs.
Do all your
Good.
jobs,
Yes.
which is amazing.
Yes.
And then we're still getting out and about when we can. When when I'm not at work, we go out, don't we?
Absolutely. You go out at least 4 times a week.
We do.
Which is
do.
great, absolutely great.
Regardless of the weather.
That's
we just
right.
no such thing as bad weather, just bad clothing.
Yes.
So we can get out and about whenever.
Yes.
But actually it's not too bad. It's the start of February.
Absolutely.
It's a little bit warmer than it was
And
last
we
week.
haven't had to stay in because of the weather all through the winter.
No, we haven't actually. You're right about that.
Brilliant.
It's not stopped us.
From doing anything.
No, I think there was. Well, in fact, my birthday was quite cold. Remember, we went out for a meal in the evening,
Yes.
and it was actually snowing a bit when we came out of the restaurant.
That's right.
We had a bit of a cold snap then, but
Yeah.
we haven't had much. Frost.
We haven't had a bad winter at all.
No. So we need a few bits and pieces today.
So
And,
we're off to do a little bit of shopping now.
We are to do a little bit of shopping. But I've noticed that yesterday when I was at work, you've done a lot of housework, and you've got one of these little cordless Dyson Hoovers, haven't you, Mum?
Yes.
And they're very lightweight to use,
right,
aren't they? So
yeah.
you find that really easy to use.
Well, it's perfect for me, actually. Yes, it's good.
And you've got a new neighbour we haven't seen yet, but you've had someone move in a couple of doors down from you yesterday, and I think it's a lady on her own.
Yes, so I'm happy about that. As long as there's no gangsters coming next door.
You haven't seen Grace this week though, have you?
Well, where is she?
She's busy at work.
Okay.
Grace is a carer, for those of you that
Yes.
don't know, but she's had one of her clients pass away this week.
Oh,
So that was a little bit sad, but it's part of the job, unfortunately,
is.
and it happens.
and that's part of her job, isn't it?
It
You
is,
say,
yeah. Yeah. So she's busy at work, but I'm sure when she's got a day off this next week, she'll come round and see you.
Absolutely.
You can come to us, maybe come and have dinner with us tomorrow. Sunday dinner.
Okay.
I'm sure the invisible chef will be rustling something up.
Okay. I'll stand behind him and tell him to hurry up. Do not like happy hour drink.
So tell everybody how your happy hour came about and why you call it happy hour.
Because we used to visit American friends and relatives in America, and they used to say between 4 and 5 o'clock, we'd get back from being out, and Julie, our friend, would say, "Come on, happy hour now." We'd say, "What's that?" Drinks and crisps before dinner. Then we'd have dinner about 7. So
Oh, so you'd have dinner a bit later when you were in America?
that's right,
Oh, okay.
very American.
Okay.
So we'd have a lovely happy hour at about 5 to 6, and then we'd have dinner a bit later. So
And then you kind of kept in that routine.
yes. So, I'm doing American evening now.
Of course, our family did have and still have lots of connections with the United States. So you've had lots of trips there, haven't you, Mum?
Absolutely.
And you've been to Washington,
Yes.
Niagara Falls,
Yes.
New York,
Yes.
New York State, Pennsylvania, Canada,
Yes. Travel all over America.
Denver. Have you been to Colorado? Did you go to Denver?
No. I know. I felt some saying, I'm actually in New York.
Yeah. Yeah, there's something amazing about that,
Yes.
isn't there? Especially back then.
That's right. Oh my God, I'm in New York.
I remember the first time I went,
Yeah.
and I got off the plane and I went, I'm in America.
That's right.
I'm actually I'm in New York, I'm in America. There was something
Yeah.
really kind of, I think back then as well, we'd only ever seen America on the telly, and
That's right.
the kind of television we had in this country then, it was not like now where you've got Sky and
Yeah.
millions of
and
channels.
It was marvellous
and,
coming out of the airport and going along on the motorway,
yeah,
wasn't it?
yeah. What do they call it? The freeway?
The
In
freeway.
America? Correct me if
They
I'm
call
wrong,
it.
any Americans
Correct,
watching.
the freeway. And we love looking at all the things on,
Yeah.
on the journey.
And you'd be like, I'm in America. And we must have piles of books, of memories, photographs of you and
We'll have
Dad,
to get-
and all of us.
We'll have to get it out.
We'll get them out and have a look
Yes.
of all the amazing trips to America.
We never thought of being in New York, did we?
No.
Suddenly, it all happened.
Yeah. well, and looking as
Yes.
as kids, and looking back how lucky we were with you and Dad.
Yes.
You know, Dad must have saved a lot of money to be able to take us all
Absolutely.
to America and to provide for his family like that.
That's right.
Was you don't realise it as a kid.
No.
You don't know where money comes from, really. You don't
I think
understand.
it's just there.
You just think your family look after you and that's it. And then years later you look back and you think, you know, some kids don't have families and some kids don't have holidays, and they certainly don't go to America or. We were so lucky.
And we moved into Canada as well.
Yeah, well, I remember going to Niagara Falls
Yes.
and just being blown away. I was only about 14 or 15.
We've got a video of it, and it's absolutely amazing. It's us looking at right at Niagara and looking at the falls. And I've seen it in movies. What was that movie?
Niagara with Marilyn Monroe.
With Marilyn Monroe. And I thought, my God, we're here.
Yeah,
It's just amazing.
you can't believe you're there, can you?
No.
You think, how has this happened? That was a
fun.
wonderful holiday, that was. Well, we've got the weather for shopping today,
Well,
Mum.
what you do travelling is just amazing anyway.
Travel is amazing, isn't it?
Yes, because
I think.
it's all such an experience. You don't know what's going to happen next.
No.
It's marvellous.
And it is just the one world that we get to move about in, and
That's it.
we're here to live and see it, aren't we? So
Exactly.
anyway, we have picked another good weather day
To shop.
for having a mooch around the shop. Should we go and see?
And we have a little lunch out today.
Oh yes, let's. We did lovely. So Nancy and I have just got back from our little shopping trip today, and we just got some bits and pieces from Sainsbury's, and we popped into the St Giles Hospice charity shop as well. And I'm a big supporter of St Giles charity shops because the St Giles Hospice is where my sister went for her end of life care back in 2013. So we've always supported them. And this one we go to is super. It's really big. It's in Mere Green, which is in Sutton Coldfield here in the West Midlands. And it has everything. It has clothes, homeware, bridal wear, furniture, you name it, it's amazing. And Sutton Coldfield is quite an affluent area as well. So there are often very, very high quality items there that are obviously reasonably and cheaply priced. And you can pick up some absolute bargains. And over the past couple of years of going in, I'd say we probably go in once a month on a Saturday, something like that. I have picked up some amazing things. If you follow me on this channel, you would have seen them. I've had some real bargains. And I did get a few bargains today, actually. And I picked up some items of clothing to begin with. And in total, I spent £20. And I have got 1, 2, 3, 4 items for £20. So what can you say? So I'm going to show you the clothing first. I've got some blouses, and the first one I got was this blue blouse, which I thought was going to be nice for, probably for work actually. It's nice and long, you can wear it over black trousers or something like that, and it's actually a Jaeger, and that one was £4. Bargain, absolute bargain. It's a lovely texture. It's like a very heavy silky texture, really nice. I'm going to wash these before I wear them, but when I am wearing them I will show you them in a bit more detail. I got this one again, which I thought was very, very nice. This is navy blue with a sort of leafy flowery design on, and quite a nice little scarf attachment for the neck. You can't really see it in all its glory. That's a little bit better. All these are in a size 12, and that one originally was from Next. So I've always been a lover of Next, so that's a good one. And then I got this one, which I'm not sure did have a label on actually. I think I checked in the shop and it doesn't. No, this one doesn't have a label on, so I don't know where it was from originally. But again, a very nice, I'd say a bit of a weekend shirt blouse. That's one for going over jeans, I reckon. But again, nice and long, covers my slightly rather large bottom I've got at the moment. But if you will eat all the chocolate that I eat at the moment, then that's what's going to happen. And the next thing I got was a homeware piece, and I actually found this very nice grey wax melt diffuser, not a diffuser, wax melt burner. That's it, isn't it? Wax melt burner. And that was the bargain price of £2. And I love the colour, obviously. I do lots of whites and greys in my house, so I love that. I think it might go in the lounge, and I think it might go on this afternoon, so I'll get that cleaned up and sorted out. But I'm really pleased with my little purchases from the charity shop today, from St Giles. And Mum bought herself a blouse as well. Even though she has 4 wardrobes in her house, they are all full, all of them. I've only got 1 wardrobe in my bedroom, which is heaving and needs sorting out. But Mum has 4 and they're all full. But she still likes to buy clothes. And of course, when she was young, she was a model. So she's always been a lover of clothes. And who am I to argue? If she wants it, have it. But anyway, those are my little bargains for today. So here we are, having our moment on the bed. And if I look a bit windswept, it's because I am. It's suddenly gone very windy again outside, and I've just been out doing the bins and goodness knows what else. So I can't bother to brush my hair because it's the end of the day now. So there we go. So yeah, I'm looking a bit windswept. Yes, so I managed to get to the doctor's to have my blood pressure done, and it was absolutely fine, completely normal. In fact, they did it twice. And so that was a relief. That was very, very good news. But they are going to send me for some blood tests just to be sort of belt and braces about it. They're going to test for diabetes and have a look at my cholesterol, have a look at my iron levels as well, again, because you know me, I often have low iron. But I've been thinking about, after I went to the opticians, when they said, oh, go to the doctors, you might have high blood pressure, I then started thinking, oh yes, I might do actually. And then, you start thinking about symptoms that you've got and what have you. And anyway, to cut a long story short, I did do a bit of Googling, and you should never really do that, should you? You shouldn't really do the Dr. Google, because you could come out and think you've got anything and everything. But I did. And surprisingly, the possibility of high blood pressure is also a menopausal symptom, which I didn't know actually. Anyway, it turns out my blood pressure was absolutely fine. But then I started looking at menopause symptoms. I was reading more about it again. I tried to avoid it really as much as possible, but I did do some reading today. And I've noticed recently, I think I've said it in a couple of videos, I'm really hungry all the time. And if I don't eat little and often, I feel a bit nauseous. When you are perimenopausal or menopausal and those estrogen levels drop, when your estrogen levels drop, your hunger increases. So that's another thing that I found out today that I thought, yeah, that could be it. That could be why I'm so hungry all the time and I can't stop eating. And that's why often women going through the menopause put weight on, because they eat more. I've definitely put some weight on and I'm definitely eating more. In fact, today at work, before 10:30, I managed to demolish a complete half pack of ginger nut biscuits. It got me through my morning, but I was so hungry all morning that I just kept eating biscuits one after the other. And then I had my lunch at about 11:30, 11:45. By the time I got home from work, I was famished again. So anyway, but fatigue as well, and fatigue can make you feel hungry, and then it's all a bit of a vicious circle, as you know. But the other thing is that I've been a bit thirsty as well, more thirsty than normal, and all of those things can be connected to the menopause, and I'm pretty sure that that's what's going on. Well, I'm pretty confident, but I am glad that the doctor is sending me for some blood tests just to eliminate anything else, because then when I started reading about type 2 diabetes, I was like, yeah, got that. That's all we need, isn't it, really? So anyway, I'm sure and I hope everything's fine. As I say, they did my blood pressure twice and it was perfectly normal today, and it's been normal all my life. I've never ever had an issue with blood pressure, so hopefully it was just one of those things. But clearly the optician saw something in the backs of my eyes yesterday, and it probably is best to have it investigated by means of a blood test. So we're going to do that. So keep you posted. That's not happening yet though, because there's a waiting time for blood tests, so that's not being done till the end of February. But talking about February, I was thinking about February today, and I have never been a fan of February, ever, really. You know, it's one of those nothing months, isn't it? Christmas is gone, we've completely forgotten about that now, and from a personal point of view, I still quite look forward to January because I have my birthday in January, and then February comes and it's like, oh, okay, there's nothing on now, there's nothing going, and a little bit too early to perhaps think about holidays, or, you know, everybody's sort of back into the swing of things with work, but the weather's still not great, so still feeling wintry and all those kind of things, and it's a bit of a nothing month, I always think. And I especially don't like February anymore, because February is the month of my sister Sarah's anniversary. And for those of you that don't know, because you might be new to the channel, a new subscriber, and if you are, a warm welcome, thank you for joining us. But you may not know that I lost my sister Sarah in February of 2013 to bowel cancer, and she just turned 46 years old, so she was very, very young. But she was my older sister. And she died on the 17th of February, so I don't like February at all. I find it quite a sad and dreary kind of month, really. But also within February, we have Valentine's Day, the 14th of February. And I, again, have never been a huge person to do Valentine's Day. I think it's very commercialised, and, you know, I don't see a huge necessity for it, but I quite like it, and I liked it last year because obviously it was my first year with Paul, and I'm going to like it this year because I understand he's cooking me a lovely meal. It's a work day, it will be a work day for me, but I'm going to go to his house and he's going to cook me a lovely meal. He asked me to pick 10 of my favourite ingredients stroke foods, which would cover a starter, main course and a dessert, and he's going to cook a meal out of my favourite things, of which I don't know what it's going to be until we have it. So that's lovely. That's a lovely thing to do on Valentine's Day. And I think what it makes me think about is the blessings of love, really, and that not just in a romantic way, but love of everything that I love and the people that love me in return, you know, my family and all my close ones. And it's very, very important. And I think there was a saying, wasn't there, the most, you know, if the most important thing is to love and to have love in return. And it's so, so true, you know, and that saying, love is what makes the world go round, but actually it's true. It's completely true. And you can love in many different ways, and you can have different sorts of love, whether it be for a family member or a spouse or a pet, or, you know, love comes in all sorts of shapes and sizes, doesn't it? But I think also when something's thrown at you like Valentine's Day, that's very commercialised and it's advertised and people are spending money left, right and centre on things, it also makes, I think, the people that are alone and don't want to be alone necessarily, but are alone, it makes their loneliness worse, really. And there's nothing worse than loneliness, but equally you can be lonely whilst in a relationship. I know when I was in a relationship some time ago with somebody that wasn't very affectionate anyway, but I remember having a bit of a heated discussion, and I made the comment that I was, you know, convinced that he wasn't in love with me anymore, and suggested that to him. I said, well, I don't think you love me anymore. And he said, well, I told you once, years and years ago, and if anything changes, I'll let you know. So I think you can be with someone, sometimes be with the wrong person, and be more lonely than if you're on your own. And I don't think there's anything wrong with being on your own if you can fill your time with things that you love and love doing. And that doesn't have to be given to you by another person. It can be something else that surrounds you. You know, you might have a love of music or art, painting, a of anything that brings you lots and lots of joy and happiness. And I think it's very important to, especially if you're on your own or if you're feeling lonely, to try and find something that you love doing, or you love seeing, or you love hearing, or any of those kind of things, and make it your mission to get that into your life as much as possible, because it's very fulfilling. And to love is a very, very human, it's the strongest, I would say, human emotion, one of the strongest human emotions. It overpowers us sometimes, doesn't it? And we can be blinded by love, and all those kind of sayings that are actually quite true. But when you've got real love, as I do in my life, it is an absolute blessing. It's an absolute blessing. I mean, the fact that I have Mum, who is almost 94, is a blessing. To have a mother's love, at the age that she is, for me to still have her. And plus she's got, as you know, Alzheimer's disease. So I'm trying to hold on to every minute with her as much as possible, love every minute with her, get her to do the things that she loves as much as she's capable of doing, going out and about, going shopping, and just making her as happy as possible. I'm blessed with the love of children. I'm blessed with a most magnificent partner. I'm truly blessed. And I have also got a lot of love to give. I am a very loving person, and I'm not ashamed to say that, and I'm not boasting about that, but I am a very, very loving, caring person, and I hope that the people that know me would agree with that. I like to think that's the way I am. And I remember my grandmother saying to me when I was a little girl, and I never ever forgot this, and she said, if there's only one thing you can be in life, be kind and caring. If you can't be anything else at all, it doesn't matter, just be kind and caring. And that has stayed with me forever. And you get so much back when you are kind and caring to others. You get so much back from everything. It's a bit, I don't know whether some people might call it karma, some people might just, I don't know, but you do. I think you do anyway. And so when I was thinking the other day and today about February being a bit grotty and not liking it and feeling a bit sad because it's Sarah's anniversary, I then thought, well, hang on a minute. I shouldn't be sad, because I'll turn that around. I had Sarah in my life. I had this older sister who I learned so much from and have some amazing memories with. And we had so much love for one another that I was blessed to have her, even though it was cut short. And I'm blessed that I've just got this amount of love in my life. I don't need Valentine's Day to shout it out loud. I don't need any particular day of the year to shout that out loud, but I think it's important that if you do love someone or something, tell them, and tell them as often as possible, because you never know what's around the corner, and you never know how things are going to change, and things do change very, very quickly. So if you love somebody, tell them without a shadow of a doubt. Make them understand that you love them and they are loved, because they need that. Everybody needs that. And it's really important, isn't it? It's really, really important. So I really got thinking today about that, about February, about love. But if any of you are celebrating Valentine's Day or doing something nice, please let me know, because I'd love to hear about it. As I say, I'm having a nice meal cooked for me, all being well. I'm looking forward to that. And I have bought Paul a present, which I can't share with you, but I'll share with you after he's had it. So I am looking forward to that. It'll be a lovely evening, and it, it's lovely. I've had many years of not doing anything on Valentine's Days, and it is lovely. So I do feel very, very blessed. But let me know if you are doing anything as well. And so really that's it for this week's video. I hope you have enjoyed it. And if you have, please like and give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already, please do. We have a giveaway when I get to 2,000 subscribers on the channel. So that should be good. And yeah, that's it really for this week. So until next Sunday, stay safe, stay in the boat, and keep doing all things good. and love lots. And I'll see you next week. Take care. Bye.